Hi everyone. Today's a special day. Today I'm doing a VR for one of the all-time great um, YouTube community members, Pepinoman, celebrating 3,000 subs. He'd like us to go through our cards decade by decade. What's your favorite card? What would you like to have from that decade that you don't already have? Um, so I've gone through and I've pulled different items from 1870s through 2020s. Hope you enjoy and check out Pepinoman. Awesome channel. And thank you for watching. My favorite item from the 1870s, 1874 Guelph, Ontario Baseball Club. They went on to become world champions by defeating all the best amateur teams in a tournament in New York. And a side note, they also defeated a team of Ku Klux Klan members, which is pretty strange, but you know, that was the 1870s. There's the date, Harper's Weekly. And there's the bottom row, players' names, and the top row, players' names. And Pepino also asked what we would like from that era, that decade. Just about anything. Next up, 1880s. Hellett and Company, George Washington jumbo card. Very colorful and awesome piece. Love the patriotic artwork down at the bottom there. Our first president, George Washington. What else would I like from the 1880s? I guess I wouldn't mind some old baseball programs. Just about anything, you know, you can find pre-1900 is it's a gold mine, because that paper didn't last very long. Most of it's ephemera, and ephemera is something you make with the intent of discarding after the use. This just might be my favorite card in my entire collection. It's baseball related, it's family related. 1890s cabinet card of my great grandfather's baseball team. There's some of the equipment they used. We got thick catcher's mitt. And there's my great grandfather there. And you can tell he's got a couple brothers on the team there and there. A couple cousins on the team. This was taken in the 1890s. And as far as anything else in the 1890s, what would I like? I once had a cabinet card like this of Bobby Marshall's high school baseball team. He went on to become the first African American to play in the NFL. And that would be a great item if I could find another one. And yeah, Bobby Marshall also played Negro League Baseball prior to 1920. He was a 40-year-old rookie in the NFL. Played in the first game ever played. But this is the crown jewel right there, guys. Next up, the 1900s. I've got a few different cards from that era, but I chose this one. It's a 1909 Geronimo when he's a U.S. prisoner. Beautiful blanket there. I'm sure it's very colorful if I had a color photo. But he was a U.S. prisoner until 1909, and this may have been made just as a tribute to Geronimo. And the card I would like from that era, I probably haven't seen it yet. I'm always out hunting for cards, but nothing really comes to mind for the 1900 era. You know, if I had the Hannes Wagner, I'd sell it and buy more cards. The 19 teens. And this is Norval Baptiste, started the first ice shows, but before that and during that time frame, he was the world champion speed skater, professional speed skater. From about 1905 to 1920, he was pretty much the fastest man on ice. And here he is at the Morrison Hotel in Chicago skating with his lovely wife, Gladys Lamb. You know, I'd love to have another different card of his if I could ever find it. I have photos. I have Police Gazette from 1906 insert. But my grandfather used to skate with him. He used to come home. He's from my grandfather's hometown. He used to come back and skate with the kids in town. I have a picture of that. And I also read somewhere he helped. He had a lot of summer jobs. He helped build one of the churches in my hometown. But he ended up in Baltimore teaching skating with both legs amputated from diabetes. Tough guy, but you know, he went out of his way to help people. 1920s. Men of America by Stevens and Davis. Bobby Jones. This is one of my favorites too, the nice colorful shot of Bobby Jones at all his glory, 1928 or 29. And the good thing about that, Rogers Hornsby on the back cover. Star batter and second baseman. To win, keep your eye on the ball. Rogers was famous for not going to movies because he thought it would damage his eyes, hurt his eyesight for batting. 1930s. Some of you have seen this before if you watched my older videos. This is a national pickup from 2023 in Chicago. And this is 1929 through 31 with Jimmy Fox, Mickey Cochran, Lefty Grove, and Mule Haas. And as far as a card I would like to pick up from the 1930s, 1939 Lou Gehrig exhibit card. Then I could really start to try and complete my 39 through 46 exhibits in earnest. But that card is, you know, price is shot through the moon. 1940s, we have the 1949 Satchel Paige exhibit card from the 1947 through 66 exhibit set. They label it as 47 through 66, but this specific card was only printed in 1949. 1940s card or item I'd like to have, probably something commemorating Lou Gehrig, or you know, maybe some nice Negro League cards. But this is one of my favorite exhibits. 1950s. I love this Jackie Robinson card. It's Shows him in a airbrushed Montreal Royals uniform. It was first issued in 47, but it was printed all the way through to 1956. This is a 1952 version. It's black and white. In the 50s cards I'd like to get, maybe the Roger Maris Kansas City Athletics team issue card that they put out in the late 50s. 1960s. 1965 trade block Twins Harmon Killebrew was a game card. Has a lot of stats there. I have the complete set. This is the only card that's graded. But of course, the card I'm looking for in the 60s is the 1966 exhibit of Mickey Mantle in the pinstripes. 1970s, Roger Staubach, rookie card. It's one of my favorite cards. I loved watching him play in the 70s when my Packers were down. And, any other cards from the 70s, nothing really special on my list. Maybe some of the great moments, maybe a great moments Harmon Killebrew, Tony Oliva, or Jim Cott. $1980s. It's just a simple hand-cut card from the All-Star program. It's Kirby Puckett's rookie year, part of my Kirby Puckett run. As far as any other 80s cards, it's, whatever I find that I like, I guess. 1990s, here we have another Kirby Puckett. Looks like a 1990 Fleer card. But it's the Canadian version. From what I was told back when these came out, there was 312 box cases produced. If you look at the pop report, it's pretty low for a 1990s product. As far as 1990s cards, maybe a 93 refractor Kirby finest. The 2000s, I really like these Roger Maris Celebrity Golf bag tags. They add them every year from 1983 until they still might be making them. I haven't seen any of the newer ones, but I really like the design on them. So I can't think of any cards I'm really looking for from the 2000s. Maybe some autographed cards of somebody, some of the old timers or something. The 20-teens, back to, it's not really a card, but it's one of my favorite items. You didn't see very many of these when they came out. Barrel of Fun potato chip packages with Harmon Killebrew on the cover. Expiration date 2014. Now that's something that really got disposed of after it was used. I kept a couple. Just kind of a cool item, I think. And last is the 2020s. Here's a Johnny Bench Leaf 1 of 4. And it did come back a Gem Mint 10. But I think it's just cool having a bat piece and a Johnny Bench autograph. And I want to thank Pepinoman again for having this VR. Got to dig out some stuff I haven't looked at for a while. And congrats on 300 or 3,000 subs, and may you have another 3,000 awesome subs and videos. Everybody enjoys your videos, Pepino.